What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 5-Minute Fantasies Week 12, booming and busting wide receivers. So as you'll see, I've got a lot of lesser-named guys right here. I love Corey Davis this week against Indianapolis. I mean, he was one of my favorite wide receivers coming out of that, I think it was 2017 draft. And he's been relatively disappointing for his career, but this season, he's kind of made a few really good stretches of games, and I think that this game against Indianapolis is a perfect game. He's going to be going up against the number 2, unlike A.J. Brown. So I think he'll get a lot better looks because the talent level between him and A.J. Brown, there's no difference really. They're pretty much at the same level in terms of their skill set. So I expect Corey Davis, who's going to be going up against the number 2, to take on that primary role in this game. So look for him to get a lot of targets and a lot of catches. Nelson Agholor at Atlanta. I like this pick. I think that Nelson has been a disappointing receiver in seasons past, but with Derek Carr, he's helping Derek Carr stretch the field a little bit, but he's also not going too far to the point where he's dropping all his passes. Nelson, I don't think he has the same drops problem this year than he's had in years past. And going up against an Atlanta secondary that features, I think they have 0 players in that secondary. I think they just start like 7 players, and they're all on the front line, and they don't have a secondary. This should be a good game for the Raiders wide receiver. I'm going to say you're going to want to start DJ Moore. Now, DJ is going to be going up against Minnesota, but he's, again, the second receiver. He's not going to have to face any of those starters. The one thing that he does have going for him is he's not having to face Harrison Smith. So, that's more going to be a Robbie Anderson problem, where Harrison Smith is going to shade over towards him. So I expect him to have a good game. Christian Kirk at New England. This looks like a classic Bill Belichick takes away what you do best. And so far this season, that has been DeAndre Hopkins. There's only been one game this year that the Cardinals have lost where DeAndre Hopkins scored over 20 points. That was the Week 3 matchup against Detroit. And I believe every single game that the Cardinals have lost other than that game, DeAndre Hopkins has had less than 12 points. So with that in mind, New England, I don't think they can win this game, but I think what they can do is severely limit DeAndre Hopkins. Stephon Gilmore is coming back. They've still got a pretty good secondary. A lot of guys are out this year, but they should be able to handle what DeAndre Hopkins is doing. And because of that, I think Christian Kirk is going to have way too much space in this field. Start Christian Kirk this week against New England. Start Allen Lazard against Chicago. This looks like a game where, with Kyle Fuller, who will kind of be shading over to Devontae Adams' side all game, I expect Allen Lazard, who he's my favorite receiver other than Devontae on this Green Bay team. And I think that this is going to be a good game for him. He came back last week from the IR, and this will be his second game back, so he's warmed up. He's ready to play. Stephon Diggs against the Chargers, for the same reasons that I said to start Devin Singletary. I think that the Chargers, between Casey Hayward and Chris Harris Jr., Stephon Diggs is not going to be having a great game. He'll definitely be the focal point of the Chargers defense, so look to sit him if you've got any better options. DeAndre Hopkins, for the same reason I said to start Christian Kirk. We already talked about that. Cincinnati, all of Cincinnati. Start the entire the entire Cincinnati roster. That's Tyler Boyd. That's AJ Green. That's going to be T. Higgins. If you have, Mike Thomas. If you've got John Ross. He's supposed to come back this week. I'm not sure. Sit all of them. Sit everybody. They don't have Joe Burrow, and not even do they not have Joe Burrow, they don't even have Andy Dalton. So even against a New York Giants team whose defense isn't spectacular, they've been better. Sit everybody on Cincinnati. And then Allen Robinson, I do not like the look he's getting this week against that Green Bay secondary. The Green Bay secondary has actually been really, really good. We don't know who Chicago's quarterback is going to be. That's kind of up in the air. With I believe Nick Foles is probably out for the rest of the season, and I think that Mitchell Trubisky might be banged up. So Allen Robinson is not a great start this week. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below, and stay up to date with all of our future content.